happiness is something we need to work for it. I wanted to put this little disclaimer that happiness is something that unfortunately we can't feel 24/7. All of those three are related to happiness. We can't change, we can't go in our past and change things up. If you feel someone is draining your energy, ask yourself why, how. Hello guys, hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mariam and welcome to Healthy Habits. I'm so happy that you're here. Today we're going to talk about one of my favorite topics, happiness. As you saw on the title, and that's why you clicked. But yeah, today we're going to talk about happiness and what we can do so our happiness can last for a long term, and what we can do so our happiness can stay with us as long as it's humanly possible. So we can talk about how happiness, we can have it in for a long term as much as we can. I wanted to put this little disclaimer that happiness is something that unfortunately we can't feel 24/7. It's an emotion like other emotions, but there are things that we can do that so it can make happiness better. And before I start, I want to give some credit to Brendon Burchard because that's from whom I learned it. So I wanted to give him credit, and I love giving people credit. But of course, I'm gonna add things here and there from myself. But in general, it's from him. I learned from him. Shout out to him. Anyway, guys, let's dive in. So happiness, when we think about it, we need to be happy. We think about our present, right? We are like, okay, I want to be happy now. And yes, that's all. But no, happiness, overall happiness that we're talking for a long term, it's related to our past, present, and our future. So past, present, and future, all of those three are related to happiness. So we will start from the past. What I mean by that, it's that we need to be happy. If we want to feel that emotion right now in our present, whatever happened in our past, we need to be okay with it. Now, I'm not telling you that we should be happy whatever happened in our past, because there are unfortunately things that we are not happy, that we wish didn't happen, right? So it's normal. But we need to be okay in the meaning that it happened. Most of it, we didn't have control. It happened. We can't change, we can't go in our past and change things up. So we need to be in peace with our past. Because when you're not in peace, whatever happened in your past, you can't be fully happy in your present. It's directly linked to each other. So whatever hard situation you went through, whatever horrible situation happened in your life, it's in your past. Unfortunately, we can't change it. And I'm not even telling you that we need to fully accept it either, because trust me, there are things that until now we don't know why those things happen to us. But we need to be in peace with that. It doesn't mean being in peace with something. It doesn't mean that we are happy that happened, or we are okay that it happened fully, or that we forget about it. No. Being in peace, it's like, in this example, it's like, I know it happened. I realized it happened. But I'm in peace with it so I can move forward. I am in peace with myself because I know that I can't change it. I am in peace with myself because I didn't have control whatever happened in my past, if you didn't have control. So you need to be in peace. And what it will help you to be in peace is to remind yourself the great things that happened in your past. If it was in your childhood, if it was, the Christmas memories or holiday memories that you have, or it can be as little as your first day in school, your first day in kindergarten, if you remember. Just the little things, or the delicious food that your family made, or it can be a little as you can imagine, but just the little things that, I know that horrible or that bad thing happened in my past, but I had good things in my past that happened to me as well. The family, the loved ones that I have, whatever it is for you. being grateful that those things happened, being grateful for your childhood, being grateful for you, for the things that you've accomplished, for the things, how strong you were that you didn't imagine you can be. That those things will help you to be in peace with your past. The question that I want to ask, and then we can go to the present moment, I want to ask you, are you reliving those emotions often? Are you reliving and remembering those little things, the positive little things often? When you relive those moments often, it can stay in your memory longer. How many times we were like, oh my God, this good thing happened to me, but I don't remember the details. We don't remember the details because it's rare that we relive that moment. To me, it happened so many times that or a family member remembers those times, and I'm like, I don't. And it was bright, what was joyful, the way that they describe it, and I'm like, I don't remember. It's because I didn't relive it in my head often. So the question that I want to ask you before we move to the present, are you reliving those moments often? And what you can do so you can relive those moments more often than as much as you can. Once you're in peace with your past and you remember the great things, now we move forward into the present right now. I know I've talked about gratitude so many times. I'm going to include in this, because it's linked to happiness. So I need to talk about it. Gratitude, being grateful for today, being grateful that you're alive, being grateful that you breathe right now. It's linked directly to the happiness, because the things that you are grateful for become the reason why you're just more happy person. You feel happiness after all. So gratitude, I could not talk about it, but it's very, 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 very important. And if you're like, how can I practice gratitude, or how it all starts? Do I need to write down 300 things, journaling 30 minutes to 1 hour? It depends to each person. If you had that time, you do you. But if you don't, even telling yourself just one phrase, writing down one phrase, not hundreds of it, just one. I am grateful for, and you fill the blank. You'll see huge difference with time. It takes time, guys. It's not like right away you'll feel happy. It takes time, but you'll see the magic when you start practicing it. Besides gratitude, another thing in your present that can help you is to connecting with others and also with yourself. By connecting with others, it's directly linked to your own happiness, because you find people that have similar interest in you. You can find people that have the same, energy level than you, that you can share your energies together. It's important. Usually when I tell you connecting to others, I mean literally your loved ones. And if you're like, I don't have those many people, or I don't have at all, it's connecting with yourself also. It's as much as important to connecting to others. Are you often alone with your thoughts? Do you know what you think about most of the time? Are your thoughts more positive or negative? Because let me remind you something. You are not your thoughts. The thoughts that we can have can be crazy. And it doesn't mean that we represent our thoughts. We just need to be mindful whatever we are thinking, so we can filter out easily. This thought, it's true. This thought, we can filter it out. It's not the truth. And how do you know if it's the truth or not truth? It's by connecting with yourself, knowing yourself, being in peace with yourself. By the way, peace, the subject of peace is also huge here on this channel. So I can link a few videos about peace and gratitude, just in case if you have more information. Peace, being in peace with yourself. It's so important, because if you are not in peace, if you don't connect to yourself, how do you want to be happy? If it's chaos inside of you, it's impossible to be happy. It's impossible to feel happiness after all for a long term. Because internally, there's something that deep down, that you need to work on it. Deep down, that something, it's bothering you. That's why it's important to understand yourself, to know yourself. And how you're gonna know yourself? It's by blocking time for you, so you can write down your thoughts. You can think about yourself. You can think about your future. You can think about what you like, what you don't like, what you want more of this life, what you want less, which connections are good for you, which connections are not good for you, which the energy that you feel around people, which energy drowns you, which energy gives you even more energy. You wouldn't know those things if you don't have time to think. That's why it's very, very important. Gratitude and also connecting to others, to your loved ones, or to yourself. Now, the last thing is your future, right? We've talked about the past, we've talked about the present, and now we're going to talk about the future. How we can be happy fully for a long term, it's when we think about our future, does it bring us down, or we are excited, we are enthusiastic? Because you can't be happy for a long term if you're not excited about your future. It doesn't make sense. I'm talking about happiness for a long term. It doesn't make sense. You need to be happy for your future as well. You need to be enthusiastic for your future and enthusiastic for your future as well. And how, or you're asking me how can I be more enthusiastic? It depends. What is something that you can wait that in the future that it will happen? Is it that trip? Is it that family gathering? Is it I don't know, that you're gonna get married, or you're gonna assist to a marriage, or you're gonna become an uncle, an auntie, what it is, a mom, dad? Or is something that you can hang on, so you can feel enthusiastic and excited for the whole entire year, for the next upcoming month, let's say, for the next weeks, next month, next years. For me, it's all my trips that I do. I love traveling. So even if the trips are not booked yet, I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait to travel here. I can't wait to travel there. I can't wait to become a mom. I can't wait to become an auntie. Those things excite me, and all my overall happiness goes up. Because if I'm not excited, because in my head it's in my future and it's not happened yet, why I should be excited? It doesn't work. It doesn't, because if you're not enthusiastic about your future, you can't be fully happy. So the question that I have for you, what you can be excited for, let's say tomorrow. Let's start with for tomorrow, because it's future either way. And if you're like, oh, but I don't want to get excited for something and then have the deception. Okay, so you rather much prefer to not be excited, so you can avoid the emotion of deception. Is it the path that you want to go? Because you don't know until you don't know, until you know, right? So what if I get there? Yeah, I have other things. That's why I have multiple things I'm excited about. If a trip that I always wanted to go, it doesn't happen, well, I'm going to create another trip, or I'm going to have a gathering, or I'm going to do, a few days here and there in the city. Doesn't matter. I'm the one in control. It doesn't matter. Being enthusiastic, it's very, 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 very important for your overall happiness. And I have a number 2 in the future category. So first, it's being excited for the future. Second one, you're happy for the future because you're gonna leave a legacy. You're gonna leave something, let's say, to your children, future children, whether it's your healthy habits or the way that you're gonna educate them, the discipline that they're gonna see your discipline, how disciplined you are, and they can, take it some parts for them. It depends. Legacy, I know that people, when they say legacy, it's super, super big and oh my God, what? I need to leave $1 billion to my, to my whole entire family. No, it doesn't need to be money. The legacy, it can be, I am practicing gratitude so my children can know the importance, and they can practice as well, because they see their mom or their dad or their family member practicing it. Legacy can be, I am huge on my health right now, so my loved ones, my future kids can see and the importance of just being mindful and wanting to be more and more healthy every single day. That's a legacy. It can be your habits, your healthy habits. It can be how do you talk to yourself. It can be how peaceful you are or how you practice peace, gratitude. It's never too little. So just knowing that whatever you are doing right now, the project that you work on, the idea of business that you want to start, just think that in the future, you can live a lot more than a business name, than money. Those things, either way, for a long-term happiness are not gonna fill them anyway. So for the future, being enthusiastic for a thing that will be upcoming in your near future, and also living a legacy. Legacy, so you know you're gonna leave something great. If we do a recap, so happiness is something we need to work for it, right? And for a long term, we need to be happy with our past, our present, and our future. With the past, we've talked about being okay, being in peace whatever it happened to us. It doesn't mean that we're gonna be, fully accepting it. It's okay. Just being in peace, knowing that we can't change it either way. And I know it's said easier than done, but just we need to try. That's for the past, and also reliving the great moments that we remember from our past as much as we can. If we move to the present, being grateful, it's one of the things that can make us more and more happy, and also connecting to others and to ourselves as well. Because whatever energy is around you, that's how you're going to feel. That's how you're going to feel the next 72 hours, if I'm not mistaken. It's the energy. It's important. So important. So if you feel someone is draining your energy, ask yourself why, how. You can feel it. And the last, it's the future. We need to be happy with our future by being enthusiastic that something great will happen, and what exactly it will happen. Dreams, marriage, family, starting a family, you name it. Just being enthusiastic, and also knowing that you will leave a legacy, some shape or form. It will also have a huge positive impact in your happiness. So let's revisit our past, present, and future to be overall a happier person for a long term. But again, I remind you that it's impossible to feel happy 24/7 every single day. But the things that we've talked about can help you to just feel overall in peace with yourself also, but also okay with yourself. But overall, our overall happiness will be much more for a long term. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope this episode was helpful to know a little bit more information about happiness, or just maybe, we revisit things that we already know. It's okay too, but it's important to just, have different opinions, and also have healthy habits, because that's what we are talking about. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. Before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe, and also ring the bell so you don't miss any other healthy habits. Before I go, per usual, don't forget, don't give up for just one more day. Thank you, guys, and I'll see you soon. Bye.